like to start off by saying Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I personally am not the biggest fan of Mother's Day, but I definitely appreciate my mother. So happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. All you mothers out there working hard to provide for these little crumb snatchers. You know, you're doing your thing and it's not going unnoticed by the people in your life. And there are other mothers out here that understand what you're dealing with. Okay, so I want to talk about healing. I believe that healing is a lifestyle. I think that in general, when it comes to healing, like, it's easy to think of healing as, like, for instance, surgery. I work in surgery all the time, day in and day out, and healing is about getting the surgery done, putting the screws in your back or taking out your gallbladder, whatever's causing you pain, doing a bunch of stuff to fix it on the physical realm, and then sending you home, and your body starts to accept whatever we did and try and make you whole again. So whether that means, you know, your incisions heal up and they close up and they look like just skin, or they only have a small scar, whether that means, you know, the part of your liver that used to have a gallbladder sitting up against it, and now it is just kind of charred from the cautery, you know, all of that blood and that injury seals off, it clots up, and it no longer poses a physical problem for you in your experience. That's what we consider healing a lot of times. When it comes to emotional healing, which I truly believe that most of our physical pain comes from our emotional wounds, healing isn't really a one-time thing. It's not something that's going to take you 8 weeks. It's not something that's going to take you, oh, if you start this point, you'll end at this point, and then you'll be done. Healing really is a lifestyle, okay? Like, a lot of the stuff, the amazing thing about being a human is that our brains are so powerful. So when we have a memory of something, when we see somebody that triggers, you know, for me specifically, like, I used to get triggered all the time. I got raped by this white guy. He was like a redhead, and he was in his 30s, tall, and a little chunky, not like huge, but just a little chunky. And any time I would see a man with their shirt off that was like light-skinned or white, that had that same kind of chunky feel, or a tall redheaded white man, I would be triggered. Triggered in the sense that I would, in my brain, go back to the moments of feeling helpless, of feeling shame, of feeling embarrassed, of feeling scared, right? So there's all these emotions that come up from being in that situation and being hurt in that situation. And when I have those thoughts, I have those feelings, everything kind of comes flooding back. It's like I'm there again. And it's great that our brain can do that, because when we're trying to manifest something in our life, something that's positive, manifest healing, you know, we can just envision what we want to happen, and we take our bodies back there, right? Our brains go back, our bodies go back. We're all in a full body experience based off of something that's going on in our minds or in our emotion. And what happens when you're healing, or when you're going through life and you've got a lot of pain, is that when you take yourself back through, and it's not that you're doing it on purpose. Nobody wants to relive these sucky moments in our lives. Nobody wants to just be walking down the street and now you're triggered, like the rape that happened 10 years ago happened yesterday. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to feel that way, right? But when you are triggered, it's almost like it happens all over again for your body and for your emotions. And so let's imagine that, when someone tears through your feelings of security, which happens when you're violated, right? You've got this, if there's anything left at that point, depending on what your situation, what your life has been. But when someone violates you, they whoosh, they chop through this space, and you don't feel as secure anymore. And when you do that, it's almost like cutting into your energy, right? It's almost like someone slicing into your energy. That is a wound. And although we are always whole, there's nothing that anybody can do or say to make you less whole, to make you less of a person. Even if you feel like you're less of a person, even if you feel like you're less whole, who you are, the energy that you are, all of that is always there, right? But what happens is it's like when you slice into someone's stomach and it heals back, oftentimes there's a scar there. That's what happens in our energy. Someone slices into our energy with their penis or their hands. I'm referring to sexual trauma, but it can be anything, with their words, with the way they use their emotions with you. They can use their anger, and that can slice you. You know what I'm saying? But it slices into your energy, and then as your energy heals this slice, it's like it creates a block. Okay? And when you relieve this, you're slicing yourself again, and then as it heals, it creates this block. And I'm using these words to kind of give you a visual of what I'm trying to express to you, okay? So even though you have these little tiny scars all in your energy, or big scars all over in your energy, that stuff can be smoothed out. It can and restore the flow, because that's what happens when we get injured emotionally. When we get injured in our emotional body, in our physical body, which is still all representative of our energy body, what happens is our energy doesn't flow as well. So it's not that we're broken, it's that we have so many blockages in our energy from trying to heal ourselves from all of these emotional traumas, but not actually dealing with that emotion, or not actually moving that emotion out of our body. So it sits in our body and it blocks, and then our energy doesn't flow as well. Then we start to feel sick, we start to feel unhappy, we have all these low vibration emotions, we're in the ER because our stomach hurts so bad, you can't poop, you know what I'm saying? You have headaches that don't go away. Well, these migraines will not leave me, my back hurts so bad. It's all of this stored and blocked energy in our body from all these emotions. And when we are re-triggered, we re-injure ourselves, not on purpose. And it's natural. And until you train yourself or teach yourself how to do something different with your emotion, it's going to continue to happen. So there's no reason to feel shame. And if you do, that's okay. But my point is just that because we're constantly being re-injured by old stuff, you can't just do it one time. You can't just expect healing to be a one-time thing. You can't go to a retreat for 1 week and go through a bunch of stuff emotionally and work through a lot of your problems, and then that's just it for the rest of your life. No. That retreat may give you a lot of healing and remove a lot of blocks. But what happens the next time you're triggered? Going to a retreat doesn't mean that you're never triggered again. It doesn't mean that when you see somebody that reminds you of somebody that violated you, you won't be triggered. It doesn't mean that when you smell something that reminds you of something that hurt you, you won't be triggered. You know what I'm saying? So because we continue to be triggered, because we continue to experience things, and because we continue to be hurt, being human equals being in pain. That's just what it is. Like, we're all in pain, guys. All of us are hurting. Every single one of us. Because that's a part of the human experience. And it sucks, but it helps us to grow. It helps us to evolve into better people, to have better understanding, to connect with each other more. So all of our pain, it has a purpose, and it sucks, of course, because it's painful, but it's a part of our experience. Every single one of us has pain. So when it comes to healing, I think it would be good if we could adapt an attitude of healing is a lifestyle. Even with the energy work that I do, I cannot just do it once. I can't just close my eyes and feel the shame in my body and squish it all up and move it out of my body one time. I can do it today. I can do it every day for a week and get rid of lots of pain. And the stuff that you heal, it's not like it comes back. You know, when you actually work through something and you heal past it in that moment, that layer of your pain, that layer of that blockage is gone. It doesn't come back. But that doesn't mean that when you think about it again and you expose your body and you expose your aura and you expose your energy to those low vibration spaces, that you're not hurting again, right? So I just wanted to come and say that healing is a lifestyle. That was something that I felt really important to say this morning. Healing is a lifestyle, so don't get discouraged when it's still hard or when it's hard again. Sometimes you go through phases where it's really, really hard and you work, and it gets to feel better, and then it sucks again. You have to work again, and you're like, I already did this. I'm working on this, like, why do I have to work on this again? And it's because healing is a lifestyle. Healing is a journey, and you may spend the rest of your life healing, but that's not a bad thing. It's better than spending the rest of your life being injured with no plan of healing, with no plan of feeling whole, with no plan of restoring the flow of your energy. So that's just my little tidbit of a message this morning. I hope you guys are out there loving on each other, sharing love in every place that you can, and first and foremost, sharing love with yourself. Hope you're having a wonderful morning and a happy Mother's Day. Peace out.